Hi, and welcome to another devlog for Halloween Harry. This week I want to talk a bit about how we build our levels, particularly level 0103, which is one of the levels in the sewer levels from the new game. The sewers are a big part of the original Halloween Harry series. It was where Harry came into Big Core, worked his way up through the sewers, and then made it to the main office block building. We're following a similar model with the new game, except of course it's all 3D. So what I'm going to do is just show you some of the way we do our levels and then show you some progressions between the very early stages to near final. So I'm going to kick off with a video. So right here now, what I'm showing you is a very early grey box. The way we work is we use primitives shapes here to basically layer out platforms and, well, basically what it is, it's just stuff that I think is going to make gameplay fun. And what I do is I let Pete work out what it's going to be. So in this case, I'm putting down rectangular shapes. I'll play the game. So here we've just got a, I'll zoom out so you can see the entire level. So this is a idea here was we wanted to have a level that had a lot of height. Something that was in the original 2D game. We had a lot of platforming that you go up higher and higher. In our original concept for the game, we didn't really have height. It was more of a flat landscape, and we didn't have the jetpack, believe it or not. Again, this was back when we were thinking about the game being more like a Vampire Survivors game. Pete was insistent that we put the jetpack in. My initial thing was it's going to be hard being that Vampire Survivors doesn't use a jetpack. It's very flat. But we had to come to Jesus' moment and thought, look, we really need to make this game its own game, which is basically going back to the source material. And that meant putting in the jetpack, the flamethrower. So we sort of ditched the Vampire Survivors concept and went, let's just rebuild Halloween Harry as Halloween Harry, which I think was definitely the right move. So in that case, this level was exploring some of those ideas of how do we make really kind of strong vertical and sense of height that you're going up and climbing. What we did was, testing it, this was really massive. It looks kind of small here, but when you get into the game and play it, running around this was a massive level. So what we're doing is starting out in the game is starting off with kind of the flatter levels and then working our way up to, this is now, this section here has become level 0105. So this is kind of the ascent from the sewers up into Big Core. And we took this level here and just focused on a more flat environment with a little bit of a level that raises so you can run along the ground and then jump up onto the platforms. Anyway, back to how I plan it. So we've got the concept here that we have these boxes. So I'll basically put shapes down, duplicate them, resize them, move them around. And for me, I'm visually thinking about what would make a good flow from the starting point, which in this case is just here, and moving that through to the end of the level. So we kind of have a rough idea of what the level's about. In this case, we have, in my imagination, I'm seeing here a reactor or a generator. We've got to power it on. We've got to then find a battery, which is hidden further on the level. So anyway, so this is basically the grey box level. So we have these shapes. I place them down, move them around so that, Harry can get up onto them. So we might do things like, I'll shrink this down a bit. Make sure that, Harry can jetpack up into this prop here, and then he can jetpack to this one over here. Okay, so I'm now going to jump to what the final level looks like, which is quite different. So, okay, so now what we've got here is the level as it is, with all of the pieces added into it. So you can sort of see here where the original sort of shapes that I would have added in, which is things like these rectangles here. Now Pete's replaced these with actual like wall parts. He's also put in things like these cool little turbines here, and then we've filled out with lots of cool little props. Okay, and we put in lots of walls and things. So yeah, so basically the shape is next. So I'm going to give this a run so you can check out how it looks like when we play it. Okay. Okay, so this is the level with lots of content put in. I've got a little new robot dude here. We're trying out effects for if the robots are basically invincible. So they got shields on you to destroy those. So let's pop down here. Okay. I'm just going to blow up this. Part of the level here is to get out of here, you've got to destroy the monster generator. I'm on it. So, very much inspired by Zelda games, where you go into the room and there's lots of enemies, and you have to destroy them to open the gates up, or the doors. So let's blow that up. Okay. Now let's run out through here. So yeah, so this is the level. Dispensing medication. Oh, let's grab that. I need some energy. Now, one thing we've got here is actually, I'll talk about some of the stuff we've done. So one of the big things we had was well, we've got now enemy spawners and zombies now have different textures. So we can spawn all different types of zombies with different outfits, just to have variety to the game. We also tried out, because we're in a fixed camera perspective, we tried different ways to show Harry when he walks behind objects. We ended up going with this sort of highlight model, where we detect if Harry can't be seen, we turn a renderer on to show him being highlighted. We tried different ideas of actually making these props, like this wall here, invisible or transparent. It kind of worked, but it didn't really work that well. We also tried things where we show Harry as a transparent shape. That didn't quite work either. And this kind of showing it as a glowing yellow outline works quite nicely. One thing I want to talk about too is that when we started the game, we did a lot of testing with people, and we had different camera angles. One, which is this third-person camera, Pete and I really loved. Ultimately, fans who play the game liked the top-down camera views. We really want to have this third-person as an option. Some challenges with that is, of course, that when you're running around, the camera, because it's fixed, we don't want to have a camera spin around different angles, which you generally do in a third-person game, because we've designed this to be, you know, a forced isometric view. And so everything's been built that way with that in mind. So what do we do if the camera goes behind something? So what we ended up doing was we just simply made an option that if the camera can't see Harry in third person, we switch to the other mode. So if we go through to here and we can't see him, we go back to this mode where it pops up. I like it. Pete likes it. We're having fun playing it. It's optional. It's not the perfect solution, but we still have the fun of being in a really nice kind of third person, up close, in your face action sort of camera. And it also handles a situation where if we run into a wall or in something we can't see, the camera will flip back and show Harry in the previous mode. One other thing we've also done too is as we're finishing out this level here, one of the things we're doing is really focusing on the drone. The drone is a big part of what makes this game unique. It's one big new feature of Harry. We want to make the drone feel like a blue heeler, which is a cattle dog, which you might know from the show Bluey. And so we've got the ability for us to activate frenzy mode, which I'm going to do right now. So frenzy mode just lets you select the weapon that the drone has, and then when you activate it, it just goes crazy and attacks any enemy within range, which is really satisfying. One of the design questions we haven't solved yet is, originally, if you look at the top there, it says, there's a picture of a drone up here. Its weapon, which says gun. We originally were going to have ammo packs to pick up and to arm the drone. So the drone has a default weapon system, which has unlimited bullets, but it's weak. And you can pick up things like plasma rifles or bombs. And we exhaust those. But I'm having so much fun with the drone being a kick-ass kind of supplementary weapon and being your partner, that one of the ideas is just to have a cooldown time on the drone. So it's always available, but you use it strategically. Once the drone goes into frenzy mode, it cools down, takes a lot longer to power up. Again, these are things we'll tweak. So again, frenzy mode. It's just really satisfying. Again, we don't want the drone to play the game for you, but with the cooldown mode and having that adjust that value, I think it can be really fun. Back to the standard mode here. So as you can see, there's lots of stuff Pete's added in. So basically, all this was grey boxed with just really kind of basic shapes. Pete's just gone through and just made this look really amazing. Put in all these great props. Got our exploding barrels, which are a lot of fun. On the flamethrower, of course, when you activate the flamethrower, you can only walk while using it because it's really powerful, but we want to make it so that, you know, there's a cost for it. It runs out. It also has a cooldown timer too to recharge. So you just can't flamethrower everything. Yeah, so as I mentioned, so the big focus is, right now is, as we finish out these levels, is making this drone feel really live. So there's a lot more work to be done. We're putting little animations into it, so when it turns, it has the jets activate. Again, we want to have, it does stuff like, we can give it commands to do things, but we want to try and get it so it feels like it's close by Harry, and it's really, you know, his partner in this mission here. So that's really a big focus for the next probably month or two, is just getting this to feel really good. Again, very early stages for this. So we're working basically on adding in, building out all the levels. As we build the levels, we've got everything sort of, you know, there's situations here where we need to add in collision on this particular wall here, which isn't there, but that'll handle the camera update. One thing here which I was really proud of is worked on a game, co-designed a game called Ty the Tasmanian Tiger a long time ago. And one of the programmers, the lead programmer is Steve Williams. He's I still work with him to this day. He's a really smart guy. He put into Ty floating platforms, and he had a tilt on them. And I remember seeing that, and that was just incredible. I just thought that just added so much to the game. So with Harry, once we put in these floating platforms, I thought I have to do that. So yeah, I ended up working out how to do it, which is basically having a center point here to the platform. You just work out how far Harry is from that center point, the vector he's facing, and you just do a rotation on the platform. With Godot, it makes it really easy to do, but it just adds a lot of life to the platform. It makes it feel real, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is how Harry's looking. This is what we've been doing. Yeah, working on levels. So this one is kind of like the big master test level. We had a prototype level before this, which we've shown off in videos. But this is where we're working out lots of what works and what doesn't work. Actually, one of the big things we found when we built this level was that the jetpack height was a lot higher than it is now. And we found that because of the height, we could jump up onto any props like tables or chairs that are close to walls and basically jump out of the levels. And so one of the things was, how do we fix that? So we looked at things like reducing the collision height on those props. We looked at you know, maybe moving props further away from the walls. Ultimately, all that stuff was just restricted what Pete could do with the levels. So we ended up working out an optimal jump height and wall height. So you know, if you do jump on something like this little crate here, you can't jump up onto this wall here. So yeah, so building this level just helped us realize lots of stuff we didn't quite have perfect. So with that in mind, this level is pretty much complete. We're going to take a lot of the learnings we've got and reapply that back over the levels we've already built, which is a few of them, and apply that to all the levels going forward. So yeah, so that's a look at Harry, how it's looking. We've got lots of cool stuff. Plenty of stuff I haven't talked about today, and we'll discuss that at another time. So anyway, hope you enjoy the game, and we'll talk again soon. Cheers.